Do you have aches and pains in your hands? Well, if so, these two stretches are gonna make your hands feel amazing. Hey there, my name's Coach Tyler from WeShape, where our goal is to teach you how to move better in your body so you feel better in your body. And today we're gonna focus on your hands. If you have aches and pains in your hands, then it's very likely that you need to create more flexibility through each one of your fingers. But how often do you end up stretching your hands, let alone your fingers? Probably not very often. But the good news is, like I said, there's two stretches you can do for your hands right now that are gonna loosen up all the fingers, create more flexibility in your hands, move lymph and fluid through your hands to make them feel significantly better, and overall make your hands feel amazing. So let's jump right into these two stretches. Follow along, okay? Okay, to start, your fingers in your hands really move two simple directions. They flex and move forward like this, or they extend and move backwards like this. So first, we're gonna focus on stretching through the flexion pattern like this. And here's how it's gonna work. You're gonna put your arm out in front of you, you're gonna grab your index finger, and you're gonna bring it towards your wrist as much as possible. Now, a good goal is to be able to actually touch your wrist with each one of your fingers. This is incredibly difficult for the index finger, so don't be surprised if that's too difficult for you right now. You're gonna hold this finger there for 10 seconds, and then we're gonna slowly let it go, and we're gonna switch. Grab the middle finger, and again, bring it towards the wrist. Now the whole time, you're gonna want the wrist to be flexed down as much as possible, and then push in on that finger, trying to bring it towards the wrist, okay? So 10 seconds for the middle finger, then we switch to the ring finger. Again, pushing it towards the wrist, just like that. Holding for 10 seconds, trying to feel the stretch through the back of the hand, all the way into the wrist, and oftentimes into the forearm. Now switch to the pinky, bringing it straight to the wrist and pulling forward as much as possible. And again, making sure the wrist comes forward, then the pinky comes forward. All right? The final step after you do 10 seconds on each one of the four fingers is to take your thumb, grab your thumb with your fingers, grab the back of your wrist with your hand, and try to bring your thumb down to your wrist in this flexion pattern. Again, trying to touch your wrist with your thumb. Again, this requires a lot of flexibility, so don't be surprised if this is too challenging for you. If you're all the way up here, that's fine. We're just trying to create flexibility in the flexion pattern of your wrist. Now, once you've done 10 seconds with each one of these fingers, make sure you do the other side as well, 10 seconds on each one of those fingers, flexing them forward. After you've done that, you can move into stretching your wrists and fingers through the extension pattern. So just like the last one, we're gonna bring our arm out front. This time you're gonna grab your finger and you're gonna pull it back towards the back of your wrist as much as possible. This one, you're gonna feel a stretch through the finger, through the palm, and into the underside of the wrist, which is gonna feel a little bit uncomfortable as you start. Hold for 10 seconds, then move to the middle finger. Same thing, pulling the finger back towards your wrist and making sure as you do this, you're bringing your wrist back as far as possible. Don't just pull your finger back like this. Let the wrist come back as far as possible so that you feel this as deeply in the wrist as possible. Then go to the ring finger, hold that for 10 seconds. You could breathe and relax as you're doing this each time, trying to just relax the hands, relax the fingers, relax the wrists, right? And then let's do the pinky, pulling that back for 10 seconds, again, making sure that the wrist is fully pulled back as you're doing this stretch, okay? After 10 seconds on each one of those four fingers, now we're gonna grab the thumb, and this time we're gonna pull the thumb backwards towards our wrist as much as possible, okay? So try to pull the thumb back as you extend the wrist like this and pull it towards your wrist, okay? And you'll feel this coming across the thumb down into the wrist. Hold that for 10 seconds. Breathe and relax, and then slowly come out of it just like you did with the other stretches. Now, if you did one hand, pause for a second, shake it out, and feel the difference. One hand is gonna be flexible, it's gonna feel really smooth as you wiggle your fingers, it's gonna feel really good. The other hand's likely gonna feel a little bit rickety too. So after you finish one hand, make sure you do the other hand. And if you wanna get the best results from these two simple stretches on your hands, make sure you come back to this video or you follow along to this routine every single day for at least a few weeks. If you do this consistently for a few weeks, it's gonna make your hands feel amazing. Oh, and make sure to let us know in the comments below whether or not this helped your hands feel good, okay? We're always interested in learning more from our followers on whether or not these movements helped you feel amazing in your body again. All right, remember to do this every day because it will make your hands feel amazing. Give it a shot and your hands will love it. Hey, before you go, topics on wrist and hand pain are some of the most common questions I get in the live calls that I host inside of our WeShape community. Now, if you weren't aware, I do live calls as a part of our WeShape membership where you can jump on a Zoom call with me personally, ask me questions about how to feel better in your body, where I'll personally try to help you learn the movements that are right for you, that are gonna help you feel amazing in your body. Plus, we give you follow-along home workouts that are appropriate for you, even for complete beginners, that are focused on teaching how to move your body better so you feel better in your body. If you're interested in giving this a shot and jumping on a live Zoom call with Coach Tyler, then go ahead and click the link below, and I'll see you soon for our first call together.